What's cracklin', everybody? Welcome back once again to the definitive cereal tier list, where each episode we take a cereal, put it on the tier list, so you know how good it is. I'm your host, Tucker. In this episode, we're doing Kashi Go Honey Almond Flax Crunch. I believe this is the fourth and final of the Kashi Go Crunch sort of subcategory. The other three Kashi Go Crunches we did were Kashi Go Crunch, Kashi Go Chocolate Crunch, and Kashi Go Peanut Butter Crunch, each of which got a C. I think the switch to the clusters from Kashi Go Original worked out pretty well and gave it a good base, and then they each had a pretty solid flavor. So I expect Honey Almond Flax Crunch to get at least C, maybe a bit higher. Who knows? Be optimistic. Interestingly, the Cheerios Oat Crunch is also a C, and I think just that's what this makes me think of. Maybe it's just because there's honey and the word crunch in there. So I'm going to try to pull that from the memory banks, see what I think of this compared to that. But I think my expectation is this will be good, at least. Well, let's just open it up, see what we're getting into. Back to the same bag as Chocolate Crunch. It's interesting stuff. Okay. I'm picking up a lot more of just sort of the general grain and, yeah, plain protein again, more than the distinct honey. So that's kind of interesting. All right, still got big clusters in here. That's a good sign. And I guess I didn't even really bring up the fact that, yeah, there's almonds in this one now. That's kind of fun. That can usually add a bit of crunch. Okay. Get this going. Alrighty. Got an almond or two. Perfect. Okay. So obviously, first big difference here. Way crunchier. Just right off the bat, giving constant crunch, just repeatedly. That's kind of cool. It might be a little too much. Well, I expect that to sort of even out a bit, but very strong crunch impression. I think the honey flavor, I might have been distracted by how crunchy it was, so I didn't notice it as much till sort of near the end of the chewing experience, but pretty decent. All right, I can confirm I was a little caught off guard by the crunchiness at the beginning. You are getting honey taste the whole time, so that was on me. Just so much crunch, didn't know what to do. But yeah, this is still pretty solid. It's not as just intense crunch to that first bite, I think, just because you're going in dry there, but still getting good crunch going. I'm enjoying that honey flavor. Almonds, as usual, aren't sticking out a ton, but it's nice to have them sort of in there and add a bit more to each bite you're getting. So this is going pretty good. Now let's check if we've got some honey almond flax milk. All right, yeah, getting sort of what you'd expect from some of the other sort of more general honey flavor. I don't think it's close to Honey Nut Cheerios sort of milk, but just other honey stuff we've done. Or it's just kind of that nice sort of pleasant sweetness. I'm into that. Not sure. Maybe you're getting a bit of almond in there. I cannot tell you if you're getting flax milk though. But yeah, pretty nice, pleasant, sweet milk. Now that we've done all four of them, I think this truly confirms that all the Kashi Go Crunch cereals came to play. Now this did a few things differently than the other Kashi Go Crunch cereals we've done. First off, longest name. Every time we add another word, and this is the longest one, final one, longest one. That's a thing. But I guess more importantly, it started off with that, again, very intense dry crunch, which was way more than the others, but by the end did sort of mellow out and get to about the same level of soggification that the others did. So while I think that's totally okay, it seems a lot more noticeable just because you started at such a place of crunch and then ended at like a normal sort of level for wet cereal. So that just felt a bit more drastic because of that. But then also, this one added in other things besides just, clusters with flavor. You get the almonds and the flax seeds. And I think seemingly those worked out pretty well. I enjoyed the almond. You're getting, that slight almond crunch, but almond taste in there. That's a good time. And I definitely saw some flax seeds, but I don't think I've ever had a flax seed on its own, so I can't really tell you how that affected the overall thing, but it wasn't bad, so I think that works out pretty okay. So what I'm going to do is give Kashi Go Honey Almond Flax Crunch a C. In line with all the other Kashi Go Crunches, and I think, again, this is definitely the best line of Kashi cereals that we've tried so far, so I appreciated that. Again, you're getting the same amount of crunch at most of the bowl besides the very beginning as the others, so that was good. I enjoyed the honey flavor. Again, I don't think it's quite Honey Nut Cheerios honey, but I thought it was solid honey, so that worked out pretty well. And again, couldn't tell you about the flax seeds in there, but they're there. So I think it's just another good cereal. It just didn't quite push its way any higher than the other Kashi Go Crunches, despite it being the highest over all of the Kashis we've done. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and in the comments below, post your general thoughts. Let me know if you've tried Kashi Go Honey Almond Crunch and what you thought of it. If you had a distinct favorite between the honey, the almond, and the flax bringing taste to you, you can let me know about that. If you know what flax seeds taste like on their own, you can let me know about that. Or if you think there was a better way I could have used the word play at the end there, you can let me know about that too. And also, if you have now tried the Kashi Go Crunch cereals and you have sort of your own personal ordering of them, like I would probably put original chocolate this up here and then the peanut butter slightly below it, which, and not a great list, 3 like more or less tied than one at the bottom, but if you have a more clear this one, this one, this one, this one, you can share that too. But until next time, stay delicious.